Hey guys, Elliott Bayev here with Fight2Unite, here at Forge Training Center in Sarnia, here with Professor Rowan Cunningham. I just wanted to introduce you guys to one of the OGs in the Ontario grappling scene. Tell us a bit about your story, Rowan. You've been around for such a long time.
Yeah, I think we, when's the last time, when we first met each other, I'm thinking almost 20 years ago, probably.
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Going back there, we're going way back.
Yeah.
I started in Hamilton, Ontario, training at Joslin's Martial Arts. And then after 6 years of training there and competing in the local grappling scene, the local jiu-jitsu scene, I moved to Nova Scotia, where I lived for 5 years. I opened my own gym out there, and still running today.
Abhaya, right?
Abhaya, yeah, it's not run by me anymore, but still a successful gym, and I had a great time in Nova Scotia. Fight MMA a number of times there as well. I moved to London, Ontario, where I worked out at the Joslin training center for 10 years as their main jiu-jitsu coach, and I had tons of great experiences there and learned a lot about fighting, a lot about MMA, kickboxing. I competed in a bunch of smoker shows as well, and tried my hand at stand-up. Definitely not a natural striker. That took quite a bit more work, where I think grappling was something that just kind of came a little more naturally, particularly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, I remember seeing Royce Gracie, UFC 1 and 2, 3, like so many of us, right? And just being kind of immediately understanding exactly what he was doing and how he was doing it. And I thought, this is something that I could do, right? So, and then after 10 years of working out of the Joslin Training Center, I've now relocated to Sarnia, Ontario. I've opened up Forge Training Center with my business partner, Patrick Lilly, and I'm having a great time here as well. So awesome. The journey continues.
Yeah, beautiful. How's it been? How long have you been here?
3 years. Forge has been open 2 years, but I was here a year before that, just kind of getting the groundwork started for our first club. Yeah, and now just recently we've expanded and doubled the size of our gym.
Beautiful.
And things are going great here.
Awesome. And you recently affiliated with GFT, is that right?
That's correct, yes. Professor Jake McKenzie is heading the grapple fight team in Canada, and he was an old friend of mine from Nova Scotia. So it was interesting how that all came around. I was looking for affiliation, and Jake was looking to expand his empire, and of course he's accomplished a lot. You know, what he's done in Brazil is incredible, and so I worked with Jake quite a bit recently, and he's my coach, and it's nice to have a coach. You know, it's nice to. I was just kind of doing my own thing for a long time, and now I'm part of this structure. I'm very proud to be part of the GF team.
Awesome.
And I've picked up a lot of great new techniques from Jake as well. He's an excellent instructor. In fact, one of the techniques I'm going to show today is catching the knee twist off the knee slice, and it's really kind of I've retooled my game, right? After 20 years of jiu-jitsu and tons of back injuries and everything, I've been able to kind of rebuild my game, which has been really exciting and really interesting, and got me interested in jiu-jitsu again, which has been a lot of fun.
Amazing. I know what it's like being in the game so long. It's easy to kind of fall out of love here and there, and so to hear that you've had that spark reignited, that's awesome. And I think the whole spirit of Fight2Unite is look at how much good jiu-jitsu is not only done for us, but all basically everyone who trains jiu-jitsu. And so we want to shout out the instructors that are bringing it to their communities. And not only have you brought it to Sarnia, and you did some great things in London, and you still have your affiliation out there, but even like the fact that you started a school in Nova Scotia, and that's like now part of that scene. You've influenced jiu-jitsu in Canada, and that's an amazing thing for all the communities involved. So I just want to show you out there. And,
thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Definitely one of the most satisfying part of my job is definitely when my students come back to me and they're like, Rowan, I had this situation, and maybe it was a tournament, maybe it was they were at work, and they're a first responder, and they had to deal with the situation, and then and they say, I had your voice in the back of my head, like, barking orders, and I just wanted to say thank you. And it's like, yes, you know, that's,
Makes
you know,
it worth it.
yeah, it really does, you know. Yeah, growing up, you know, I think we all, guys like me and you, we become fighters for certain reasons, right? Like we all got a story, and you know, definitely had my struggles growing up, and then being able to help other people, you know, grease the wheels for the next generation, so they don't have to have the struggle maybe me or you had.
Right.
You know, it's a very fulfilling experience.
Absolutely. You know, and so thanks to you, and thanks to Jiu-Jitsu for allowing us.
Absolutely.
Giving us this beautiful thing.
Yes, we are just a medium for the message, right?
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Let's
brother.
take a look at a technique.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I thought I'd show something old and something new. So we'll start with the something new. Again, shout out to Jake McKenzie, Advanced Half Guard Volume 2. This is all his stuff, and you can find it in more detail there, but I'm just going to show you something here that's been working for my game. So what I do, in my guard, what I want is to encourage the slice pass, okay? And I can do that in a number of ways. Usually I do it by scooting my bum in and just creating a situation where it's hard for them to do anything but the slice pass. So I'm here, I'm maintaining the distance on Elliott. I'm just going to scoot in, I'm going to stick my leg between his legs, and I'm going to reach around, and I'm just going to guide his knee to the ground on the other side of my leg here. As he's coming down, I'm watching for his hands, which are probably going to be trying to push down my head and neck. When I feel that, the knee comes into the bum, and I keep pushing until his hands hit the ground. Now, I don't want him to continue to slice, so I'm going to bring my elbow around his knee, and I'll just peek out between his legs here. Now he can't finish the slice this way. Okay? So from here, the hand that was behind the leg comes up to the pants. I'm going to draw his leg back and just do a handoff to the other leg. Now I grab the inside of the knee, and this is our basic coyote sweep here, where I would extend my body and then move my hips underneath Elliott to bring him over to the other side. Now, very common response is Elliott is going to jam his knee to the ground, and he's not going to let that happen. When I feel that, I'm just going to bring my leg underneath, come up onto my elbow, and you notice my left foot, I keep it pinched to my heel so he can't finish the slice. From here, Elliott does a whizzer defense, very predictable. Grab the hip, limp arm out, over top, and I get this seatbelt grip here. Now I'm just going to sag to the ground. I'm going to pull Elliott up in the air until I can pull this leg out, foot inside, other leg to the ground, and there's the back control. Awesome. Do that one more time from a different angle here. So, yeah, here. Can only do one side really well. So, scooting in here, as he's coming down to the ground, I'm doing a couple of things. I got my knee in his bum, pushing his hands to the ground, and I'm going to surround his knee with my elbow to make sure that he can't finish the slice here. But, okay, trap the knee, come up to the pants, hand off, grab the inside of the knee. I should say, if you're having trouble with this handoff, if you can't get control of that foot, I can use my elbow to push his knee down a little bit. Now it makes it a little more accessible. Now I'm in the knee twist posture, grab the inside, extend my legs, and bring him over. Elliott forces his knee to the ground and hits me with a whizzer. Come up onto my elbow, keep the heel pinched to your bum to make sure that he can't finish the slice. Hip, here, fall to the side, pick him up, hook, and here. Once again, shout out Jake McKenzie Advanced Half Guard Volume 2, okay? For a lot more detail on that. Now there's something old. So this is a flower sweep, which everybody's learned probably early on in their jiu-jitsu career. I just got a little setup for it that's tricky, and you might laugh, but I couldn't even tell you how many times I've got people with this ridiculous technique. Here you go. So the basic flower sweep, I grab the sleeve, I grab the outside of the pants. Now I sit and wait for him to bring his bum up in the air, kick, leg out to the side, pull the arm across so the shoulder hits close to my body, and I come up on top. Problem is, when you grab somebody's sleeve and leg, they know you're going for the flower sweep, so they won't bring their bum in the air. So, here's the trick. I grab his pants, I make a little hand grip, and I remember where that is. Now I get a nice tight guard, and I start rubbing my eye, and I wait and see. Bam!
There it is.
The old eye rub to flower sweep works a lot. You wouldn't believe how often it'll work.
Some sports psychology for us there. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Elliott. Appreciate everything you do.
Plus,